Okay, welcome back. So let's start with fine-tuning our um, cross-site origin or trusted origins process. So what we will do is to allow for the trusted origins to be provided via the command line via a flag. So let's do that. So we know we need to go to main, of course. That's where all our config happens. And so we currently have limiter, db, and so on, smtp. Let's just create one for CORS. So I'll just say CORS struct, and we will have one field, and we will call this field trusted origins. Okay, and since we can have multiple origins being provided to us, we will put those in a slice. Okay, so for example, the client or the person configuring the server might say they want http a.com space http colon b.com. So these are two different origins, okay, and the person will provide them as this one string. And so our job will be to parse this so that it becomes a slice of strings. Okay, so ultimately we want this to be a slice, okay, where we have both of them in our string slice. Okay, so this is ultimately what we want. Okay, so it means when we're passed in the string, we have to somehow convert it to a slice. Okay. All right. So we have created flags before. However, these flags were kind of static. They pass them in and then we use them. For this new flag, we want to do some pre-processing to the flag before moving on. Okay, so notice the last thing we did was to have our SMTP. So I have my username and password. Keep in mind that these are old usernames and passwords, so these will not work if you try to use them. So I urge you to create your own. Okay. Okay, so we will use the flag that function to parse our trusted origins flag, okay, from a string to a string slice. To a slice of strings. Okay. So lucky for us, Go has a built-in function to do that. So we will simply say flag that func. Okay, and notice it's telling us that it takes, as usual, the name of the flag, how to use the flag, but it takes as a third argument a function. And so because it takes a function, we can create a function that does the processing or the pre-processing of the flag. Of course, it also returns an error. That function returns an error. So this is kind of straightforward. We will say that the flag has the name CORS trusted dash origin. Okay, and the usage will simply be trusted CORS origin. And the final argument, let's specify that it should be space separated. Okay, and let's close that. And so the final argument, the third argument, will be the function. So I'll just say func. Okay, and we will call what the flag is val. Okay? And we know it's a string. Okay, and the last thing is this function must return an error. Okay, okay, open close curly brace. That's our function. What do we want our function to do? Well, we want our function to actually take the string and convert it to a slice of strings. It's easy enough. So we'll say cfg dot CORS. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have CORS somewhere. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I have it there. So what happened here? Let's see. Okay, get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of that. Okay. All right, so everything looks okay. Let's see. I have close. I have my open or trusted. Okay, open. Oh, my quote is missing. Yeah. Is it? No, it's not. Yes. Okay, so I open here and I close here. Okay. Okay, a bit of problem with my curly braces, but I figured it out. So let's go ahead. So I'm going to say CFG that CORS, what's the name of our field? Trusted origins will be assigned a slice, which we will get by simply saying strings dot fields. Okay, and we'll pass in val, since that will be the string that contains our space separated trusted origins. Okay, so please make sure that you import strings. So strings should be imported here. Okay. So that is done, and we have to return an error. So let's just return nil. And so you might say, why nil? Well, if we are provided this flag, then of course this function will be executed and it will parse the string into a slice. And so it will work, right? Returns nil. However, if there's an error, then Go will take over and simply return an error similar to what it would have done with any of these regular flags. Okay, and since fields does not really return an error message, notice we can't really check for error, right? If it had returned an error, then you could have easily checked to see if, if it was error. But in this case, no. So all we will do is to say if it works, great. If not, we know Go will take over and return an error. Okay, similar to what it would do if any of these were called. Well, that's it. So what we will do next, in the next video, is to go back to our middleware, and we will have to update our CORS middleware to now take into account that we do not want to specify a star for any, but we want to be specific in what origins are trusted. So I will see you in that video.